Waiting women's doubles. Smith and Parenteau taking on Kovalova and Jardim. Kovalova and Jardim unbeatable so far in 2021. So Smith and Parenteau will get another shot. If there's any team that can do it, I think Smith and Parenteau are that particular team. Parenteau knows the game of Simone better than anybody. She's beat her in singles. And then you've got Callie Smith, who physically gifted. I don't think there's a better player on the women's circuit.
Nice, nice. Absolutely, we got a fireworks show of a match coming up here in just a moment. And you're absolutely right, Drew. You know, knowing your game and knowing your strengths and your weaknesses is an extremely important, part of the game in any game. That being said, it's also important to know your opponents, and Catherine Parenteau and Callie Smith are students of the game. This isn't their first rodeo, and they, I'm sure they're coming in with a game plan. Even during this warm-up, you can see that mentality to take it all the way is there. So this is going to be one for the books for sure. But who knows? Any given Sunday, it could be a whole blowout. Who knows? All we have to do is find out, wait, and watch for ourselves. So strap in, folks. Here we go.
Started this tour in Phoenix. Seems like so long ago. It was at the end of February. Foot Solutions Grand Slam. Then after that, headed to Tampa. Then after that, it was St. George, Utah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dealt with a little snow out there still. What an environment for pickleball. Talk about passion. The folks out there are just absolutely on the edge of their seat into every single point. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the best fan bases we've seen so far. That crowd was wild, and it was a great time the entire time. No matter how hot or cold it got out there, the desert made us stronger. It was a good time. Now here we are in Newport Beach, California for the doubles shootout. PPA.
Of course, looking here at championship court, but you take a few steps outside this area and just the sight, Rob, of so many courts, so many great players. The environment here is just absolutely incredible.
Pretty historic what they have going on here today. I mean, you can hear the intensity coming off on the other matches on this court, like he says. 41 pickleball courts here. And, I mean, you can run it into friends and I'm not bragging, friends and fans alike. It's just great to see everybody, at these venues. And there's a really good, like you said, that buzz is a really good energy here as they get the formalities out of the way on center court here.
Seen some other great women's teams through the course of the year. Terashenko and Irvin certainly won. You've also seen Lee and Annalie Waters, a team that right now, as far as popularity, may have the most. I mean, we talk about a mother-daughter combination, and just watching Annalie play is just incredible, the way she stands up to some of the best players on the circuit.
Yeah, you got to almost, deny the fact that you're out there playing against a 14, 15-year-old, who has that type of intensity and athleticism. You got to remove that from the equation and get the job done. All right, so our players get their one last sip of hydration. Takeya, hydration's an all-day game along with Jigsaw Health. It's fun to feel good. These ladies are going to be feeling good as they do battle here on center court. About to get this one started. Our head referee, Steve Hast, getting it started. We have Lucy Kovalova and Simone Jardim serving first, talking a little strategy over there. Catherine Parenteau and Callie Smith doing the same, getting those last little thoughts out before they dive into this match. You got to have that conversation now, so you don't have to have it later.
Love how Kovalova and Jardim talk about their pairing and how on days like this they love each other. They're each other's best friend. But then tomorrow, mixed doubles, they don't want to look at each other.
Yeah. Of course, competition at its finest.
Ben John's teaming with Simone, Matt Wright with Lucy, and they've had some great duels in the past. We're underway here on championship court.
Nice. Lucy pulls the trigger and Callie Smith all over it. You can tell by that confidence that Lucy's been having success with that all day. And you can see she also just shook that off, that one's not going to affect her. But, she hasn't run into the counterpunch of Callie Smith just yet. Ball's way out. Callie Smith cracks a little joke about it, keeps it light. 0-0. Steep serve, steep return. Great reset. Welcome to world-class pickleball. Here we go, folks. Ooh. Out of the air and put down by Lucy Kovalova.
Kovalova, former tennis player, of course, at Wichita State.
0-0-1.
And meanwhile, of course, Callie Smith played some great tennis back in her day at Utah. BYU also, along with the University of Utah, she was a U, transferred from BYU.
How about that, huh?
0-0-2. Point.
Tough miss from Callie there. Went for a little much.
1-0-2.
And the first point of this match is scored. There's that wonderful deep return. So, oh, tough miss into the net. Just can't believe it on that one. It's always a good place to go back to, Drew, if we want to talk about, you know, what do we need to do to get back in this game. You go back to the basics, you go back to the fundamentals, and you know, at the core, that is a deep serve and a deep return. Those are going to set you up for the whole rest of the point. Nice eye from Callie letting that ball go.
Safe to say, too, when you play Kovalova and Jardim, you cannot have many unforced errors. You've got to play near perfect pickleball.
Yeah. Simone forced to play it. Ooh, Callie with the counter. Ah. Woo. Simone concedes good shot. Tough ball for her to take out of the air as she was sticking to her plan to bring that cross court. Just a lot packed into one little moment in time. Nice. And an elegant drop from Catherine. Getting the ball back in their hands.
2-2-1.
Good shot drive, handled. Brushes him back. Oh, tough off the net. And that can be your best friend. It can be your worst enemy.
Tied at 2 here. That's out as well.
Ball is out. Nice, Simone keeping her legs moving. Trying to get that heart rate up a little bit. Callie with the drop. Nice and lofty, dives in there. Unable to return it. Not only was it tough to return, but she also gave herself so much time to get to that kitchen line, being ready for that next one. Beautiful third shot drop.
2-point lead now.
Off
Good
the net.
start for Smith and Parenteau.
Ooh. Backhand to backhand. Oh! And a lightning bolt from Lucy Kovalova. That would have been tough to deal with if only it had cleared the net. Callie Smith and Captain Parenteau kind of getting in control here, Drew.
This was the start they were looking for. And now Simone finally puts it away.
2-5-1.
Nice hands by Lucy.
Ooh. Lucy wanted that one back.
Yeah, the ball was high enough to definitely, you know, do something with it. Just she wasn't able to get that ball back down towards the court, get her paddle down towards the court. Nice, another deep return. Love it, keeping them back, making them work for these points. Beautiful by Callie Smith.
Got those long arms,
Oh,
utilizes them. She hovers over the kitchen.
Exactly right. You know, she's got that range and she uses it. She gets low and she stays out in front. I mean, she uses it to her advantage as she should and needs to. Oh, yeah. And that's what you do with that. Drew, one of the things we've seen about Callie Smith, and one of the things I love so much about her game over the course of this tour, is how consistently, you know, she's on her A game. You know, there's a lot of players out there like, are they on today? Are they off? Are they having a good day or a bad day? Callie Smith, when she plays, always seems to be having that good day on her A game. And, you know, here she is again, taking care of business and with just solid, solid play.
Oh, wow. Callie Smith on a roll right now. She was on the verge, Rob, of really just busting out in 2020. I think last year with the pandemic and everything really hurt Callie Smith as far as her development, probably more than any other player on the tour.
Definitely. I mean, it's a little stitch. You know, she was exponentially getting better, and just to have that kind of that stall there to stunt her growth a little bit. Yeah, I can definitely see that. But here she is, you know, every day it feels like, you know, today's the day. You know, we're gonna get it done today. She has that drive, that mentality. Boom! There it is.
They are attacking here in game one. Smith and Parenteau all over Jardim and Kovalova here to start.
Nice drop as she works the point, even getting to the net, setting her partner up there. Parenteau, you know, from a Catherine standpoint, you know, you can't ask for much more out of a partner. And fantastic fire coming from this team. They've just forced the timeout from Simone Jardim and Lucy Kovalova. We'll see if they can regain some composure and stay in this game one. We'll be right back after this short hydration break from Jigsaw Health.
Hey, Benny boy. Top of the morning to ya. Do you know what time it is?
Simone, it's 7 a.m. What do you want?
It's 7 a.m. Come on, it's cocktail hour.
Really? Amateur.
Newport Beach doubles shootout here at the Tennis and Pickleball Club at Newport Beach. Drew Felios, Rob Cassidy, Smith and Parenteau so far owning it 9-3 over Jardim and Kovalova. Slow start for the top-rated women's doubles team as Simone just kind of waves at that one, a little frustrated right now. Still plenty of pickleball to play though.
Able to score another point before the side out after that timeout.
3-10-1.
Long hill to climb here.
Callie Smith, her feet always moving, just always on the ball. Decides to swing.
Oh, wow. The range of shots. Parenteau can't return it, but the crowd loves it.
That was a great handle by Simone. Callie gave no indication that she was going there. Simone all over it and ready, putting a point on the board for team Kovalova Jardim. Oh, man. Oh, ball was out. Forced to play it. Great point here. Oh!
Callie Smith rising to the challenge here in this first game. Now second serve coming up from Kovalova. They want a side out.
Fantastic point. Callie Smith with the punctuation on the end of that point.
And they'll get it here, a chance to put away this game one.
Here we go.
Watch this particular showdown at each tour stop. Never have Smith and Parenteau started this well.
There's that nice deep return from Lucy. Clutch. See if they can do it again.
10-4-2.
Game one in the books. So good from Callie Smith and Catherine Parenteau. No time for celebration. Moving on to game 2. Going to keep that mentality, that punishment going.
Well, you mentioned Callie Smith wanting this to be the day. Rob, you can just tell her body language, feeling like, hey, this definitely could be our day. So far, so good.
Absolutely. And on that last point, something she does so well, you know, she has that third shot drop. Even if they can take that ball out of the air, her presence coming in backs it up. You know, so it's a lot of pressure following up her own third shot drop. Guys, we're going to be right back with you after this hydration break brought to you by Jigsaw Health. Thank you so much for tuning in all across the world. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back here to Championship Court. Jardim and Kovalova down a game to Smith and Parenteau. Catherine serving here to start game 2. Nicely done by Catherine Parenteau. Let's join now the third member of our crew as we send it over courtside. Hannah Johns is standing by. Hannah, what's up?
Thanks, Drew. I'm here with Sean Volaterri, owner of the tennis club at Newport Beach. Sean, can you tell us a little bit about this event that we're seeing here today?
Sure. Well, thanks very much for talking to me, and it's a real pleasure. What can I say? PPA has done quite a job. It's like the WTA, ATP of pickleball. They've organized this amazing event with the Newport Beach Pickleball Event Company, and we're so glad to be part of it.
As a tennis coach, a famous tennis coach who's trained a lot of pros, top pros in the tennis community, what do you think about the sport of pickleball?
Look, I think it's too early to really think or say anything about the sport, but I can tell you that we are studying it really closely. We're really impressed with the growth, obviously. The athletes are as good as any WTA player out there. So in a couple of years, I'll provide you some more tips.
Do you play pickleball?
You know, I do. I enjoy it very much. I hate to say it is more fun than tennis. I wish it wasn't, but it really is. It's a great sport. It's something that I think people forget about pickleball. It's actually more cardio in pickleball than tennis. And sometimes people don't know that.
What are some of the other differences that you've noticed as a tennis player and coach coming into pickleball?
Fun. And tennis players in the game of tennis gives you a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of players who are really antisocial or don't have a lot of socialization. Or in pickleball, it's just a big party. And I actually find pickleball players mentally tougher because they're able to actually manage their social setting and competitive play at the same time.
And I have heard that this club is the biggest pickleball club in the U.S. Is that correct?
We've heard that. We think it's great. We're not stopping here. We're going to continue going. Hopefully become a central place for pickleball for the world. It's really also a great vision of our pickleball director, Abby, who's done a wonderful job as well, but thank you.
Do you ever see pickleball replacing tennis?
No, that will never happen. It'll definitely become in as a contender for all sports. But you know, tennis has a real rich history, and the game has to build 10 #1 players that my dad built, like Andre Agassi, Jim Courier, Monica Seles, Serena Williams. The day will come, but to replace tennis, no, but it'll add to another sport for the world.
You've built such a spectacular program here at Newport Beach. Can you share a little bit about the keys behind building such an amazing venue and such a great player base?
Thank you. I mean, the first thing I would say is people think pickleball, it's just it, and it's so easy to make a pickleball club, but it's really not that easy. Number one, you got to have a great vision, and you have to make sure that the people that are within your pickleball community share your vision and make your vision even better. Once you have that vision, then everything is put in place. We have an amazing pickleball committee. We have strategy sessions all the time, and the pickleball community is probably the nicest community of people I've ever met in my life. And as a matter of fact, in the beginning, I was quite uncomfortable. I didn't understand why they were so nice, because in tennis, not that we're mean in tennis, it's just not very normal to have people say hello to you all the time and really care about what you think and how you feel. So, amazing sport.
Oh, absolutely. And we've also seen, when I've talked to some of the pros, They talk about the level of respect between the pros, how kindly they treat each other, how they all practice together, how cheating is not actually a problem in pro pickleball, which I think you can comment that tennis is somewhat, unfortunately, not like that.
Yes, very true. I mean, we're in Southern California here, and unfortunately in Southern California, there's more cheaters in junior tennis than any other state. USDA, our federation, has been trying to work on that on the tennis side. But said that, I do believe that in pickleball, the day will come that there'll be a lot of cheating and there'll be more referees needed as the game becomes more and more competitive. There's not a lot of money in the sport yet compared to other sports yet. So for that reason, I think we're in the early stages where we get to kind of enjoy like the people enjoyed tennis in the 70s. So let's not forget these amazing magical days we're going to be having this next 2 decades. But those days will come where pickleball will also have some anxiety in them.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for your time, Sean.
Thank you very much.
Drew?
All right, great stuff. Hannah? And interesting takes, seen some great points while they were discussing the differences between tennis and pickleball, but I think so interesting and worth pointing out. Pickleball folks just so easy to get along with, passionate, and just flat out more friendly than some of the tennis folks that he deals with. Interesting.
Absolutely. We have a historic match here unfolding before us, and as well as that historic interview that just took place from someone who knows so much and so integrated into the tennis world, you know, and for him to acknowledge, you know, the growth and the establishment of pickleball and its place in the world of sports, you know, as a sibling of tennis, not as anything that would be taking over a threat to tennis, but as a sibling to tennis. Fantastic to hear his thoughts on the state of the game, and you know, it's almost it's heartwarming to hear him and talk about the future of pickleball as well. And that was a great historic interview, and here we are back to the action here, guys. Some firefights out here as there's some battle going on in game 2. We got 4 ex-pro tennis players out here sharing that competitive love here on center court. Love how he gave the props to pickleball about the cardio involved that kind of is overlooked, as well as the mental toughness that comes with it as it is a social game.
Just long that time. On the return from Callie Smith.
4-1-1.
And it's 4-1. Jardim and Kovalova bouncing back after letting game 1 get away from them.
The ATP, but it is wide.
I think the story of this match so far has been Simone, very un-Simone-like, at least up to this point, Rob. She just doesn't flat out look quite herself.
4-1-2.
Yes, from a statistics standpoint, there's been more unforced errors that have come from Simone than any of the other 4 players on the court here, and you know, that comes to props from Catherine and Callie for really applying that pressure out here. There's that pink volley battle. Oh, Simone setting herself up, missing the overhead. No smiles and a good pickup from Lucy Kovalova as she keeps Simone in this match. Nice deep return there.
Oh, they were lucky that time. Second serve here.
Out Catherine Parenteau looking to take control of that point. Getting nice and two-handed there.
4-1-1.
Nice reset from Catherine. And the counter from Callie.
Oh. Longest point of the match won by Jardim and Kovalova.
Nice, and that was actually off of the forehand from Simone. Tough to read when the team has more than one option to put the ball away. The drive from Simone prevails. Another point on the board as they break game 2 open.
And a timeout on the court. Smith and Parenteau try and halt some of this momentum. Jardim and Kovalova getting back into the match here on championship court. We'll be right back.
Not today. Break's over. You dropped something.
That's a wicked backhand.
Look at the crowd here in Newport Beach on championship court. If you're in the area, action continuing on tomorrow as well. Mixed doubles coming your way. Our coverage begins 12 p.m. Pacific time. Kovalova serving. And Jardim playing much better here in game number 2 as they score again. Callie Smith hits long.
Yeah, a very impressive game 1 going to Callie Smith and Catherine Parenteau. Game 2 looking a little different. Not over yet.
You know, Simone Jardim had the conversation with her in Utah, and she talked about how not only is everybody gunning for her, but she even gets the vibe sometimes that on the tour, the crowd's kind of eager to see a little changing of the guard sometimes when you are the best and you keep winning, Rob.
Sure.
Everybody trying to take your seat.
Absolutely. You know, who doesn't love an underdog? I mean, those same fans that are cheering for that new person to take that, you know, they still have a lot of love for Simone as well. You know, there's plenty to go around. And as stated, this community's full of excitement and love for this game. So there's plenty to go around.
9-1-1.
Nice reset from Catherine there. Simone pulls the trigger. Off a high bounce. Callie applies the pressure, comes out on top.
Still trail though 9-1. Second serve coming up from Jardim.
Yep.
Smith and Parenteau likely not going to win this game, barring a miracle here. And was that long?
Oh yeah.
I believe it was. Looked very close from here.
Ball nice and deep. Another point on the board. Game point coming up.
10-1-2.
There it is, game number 2 to Jardim and Kovalova as they come roaring back after surrendering game 1 11-4. They take it 11-1. Rob, what'd you see here in game 2 that was different?
I mean, that last point there said a lot about the game itself. A lot of patience involved in the dinking, and you know, Simone just picked the right time to flick that ball high into the hands and body of Catherine Parenteau. And look at those resets as they work their way up to that kitchen line. Great drop by Lucy there. And then right here, after cross-courting, just throwing it right up into a tough spot on Catherine. You know, knowing yourself and knowing your opponents, you think Catherine knows Simone. Simone knows Catherine. Thank you guys for joining us, guys. We'll be right back after the short hydration break, brought to you by Jigsaw Health.
Jardim and Kovalova.
Game 3.
Going to a game 3 with Smith and Parenteau. Lucy Kovalova serving here from Newport Beach.
Side out.
First point to Smith and Parenteau. It'll be a side out. If you've just joined us, it's been a tale of 2 games. Smith and Parenteau came out like gangbusters in the first game, but Jardim and Kovalova eventually able to settle things down in game 2. And now, Rob, what is this game going to come down to decide this match?
1-0-1.
Yeah, you know, now the fire is lit on both ends. So it's going to come down to execution. Which team can show up with less unforced errors on their side of the net? We saw in game 1, Simone, you know, having 7+ errors in that first game, and was certainly a deciding factor, whereas it was much different in game 2, where Simone really turned it around, only having 2 unforced errors there with Callie Smith, or excuse me, Catherine Parenteau, with more errors on her end, 4+ errors. So again,
2-0-2.
minimizing those unforced errors, taking care of business. In that previous game as well, Lucy Kovalova got hot with 5 winners, which is 5+ winners, more than double than anybody else on the court, taking control. So now that both fires are lit, we will see. The brawl is going to happen before us.
And a 4-0 start just like that. Kovalova can't return it. So Smith and Parenteau, the table has been set here for an upset.
Big cross court, little high. Callie pushes them back. They make their way up. A little premature making their way to that kitchen line. That ball's going to sail deep.
5-0. Do they need a timeout here, Rob?
I would say so. I would say so. It's time to stop anything in its tracks, as these games can be very short. Nice deep return, however. Callie able to make her way to the net. So good. Pulls the trigger, sets herself up. Lucy, great response. Oh, here we go. The respect is earned.
Oh, just wide. Parenteau looks at a partner. She wanted that one.
It's a chippy attempt there. A lot of great play there, but again, there's that unforced error for a side out.
You know, Lucy Kovalova is saying, not today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Will it be today for Parenteau and Smith?
Oof, off the net. Tough ball. She decides to take it out of the air. Huge firefight. Oh!
Best point of the match so far. Here it was again.
Oh, unreal. Started up and never slowed down, keeping that ball down. And that last one gets away from Callie Smith. Point on the board for Jardim Kovalova.
You win a point like that, and it lights a fire. Let's see if it does that for Jardim and Kovalova, the top-rated team.
Oh. They're backing up so they can keep that ball in front of them. Looking for that reset. Harsh communication there. Out of the air, back to the line, pushing them back. And it's in! So good! Here we are, Drew. One of those instant classic matches here. Simone Jardim serving 1-5-2.
We just felt we were headed for a classic finish here in game 3. Kovalova hits it into the net now. She'll get settled. Catherine Parenteau and Callie Smith, they have been waiting for this. They've been playing for this. So far, the previous 3 tour stops hasn't happened as Simone gets a little break there. That ball was teetering on the net, and then it came back and backspin. Just no chance at it.
Impossible.
Second serve.
Impossible return.
5-1-2.
Third shot drive. Way too high. Nothing Callie could do with that one. Hold him to 5 for that much-needed side out. This is a great battle of wills here, Drew. We got Lucy Kovalova saying not today, and we got Callie Smith saying today is my day. Here we are, settling it on center court here at Newport Beach. Double shootout.
Parenteau upset herself.
That's that same chipper shot that she missed before, and those are going to be costly. As here in game 3, every point matters that much more. Lucy with the drive, catches her.
Point.
Here they go as they snowball, building momentum here.
Lucy with that blistering forehand's going to send us to a timeout. Smith and Parenteau want to talk about it. It's getting hot in here. Newport Beach Championship Court. This message brought to you by Jigsaw Health.
I got your new paddle. I got your new paddle.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Could you sign it?
Yeah, I signed all those.
That's not your signature.
That is indeed my signature.
But I did not see you sign it myself, personally.
Okay.
Maybe just a...
Welcome back to Championship Court. 5-3 here in game number 3. Crowd bracing themselves for what should be a fabulous finish here in women's doubles pro. Jardim and Kovalova battling back in game 2, but then Smith and Parenteau finding their stride again as Simone serves. And Callie Smith has just been on it from the start.
Great use of a timeout there, recognizing that momentum and putting a halt to it. Looks like Lucy's stomping around looking to keep it going.
I mean, Simone is, I think, undoubtedly the most decorated player on the court, but Callie Smith and Lucy Kovalova in this particular match have just put on a show.
Right, definitely, definitely. 4 superstars here on center court, battling it out. 1 point game, I believe.
Point.
Remember, unforced errors, Rob, you talked about it, the difference here in game 3.
Lucy seems to be in control, almost dictating the play and putting Catherine and Callie in that tight position here.
Side out.
Drive, side out, firing each other up. Here we go, guys.
5-5-1.
Tied at 5s. Callie Smith serving.
Short serve.
Oh,
Point.
that shot is
Score
in.
6-5-1. We're going to switch ends.
And
1 minute.
6-5. We'll switch ends here as we continue on. Both teams will get hydrated as well, and we'll get hydrated with Jigsaw Health. We'll be back to Championship Court in just a moment.
I can't believe it. Ben didn't clean the whiteboard.
Smith and Parenteau have been waiting for a moment like this since the tour began back in February. Here it is. They lead 6-5, game number 3. But Jardim and Kovalova, to be the best team in women's doubles, you got to beat the best team, Rob, and that is not going to be easy.
That's right, that's right. Oof.
Second serve.
Callie tried to punch her way out of that one. No such luck as the good eye of Simone Jardim and Lucy Kovalova let that ball sail, pushing him a second serve. 6-5-2, 1 point game, game 3, winner's bracket final. Huge put away, so good.
Point.
Off the 6 and onto the 7.
7-5-2.
Let's go from Catherine Parenteau.
7-5 here in game 3.
Another third shot drive into the 5th shot drop. Dink volleys. Oh! Huge counter punch from Callie Smith in the zone.
Momentum certainly building. You can tell, Rob, you just feel that all the matches they've played against Simone and Lucy, they have learned something. Watched a lot of replays and learned from experience and applying that here.
Firefight, and that ball stays in.
That did look like it was in from here.
You guys called it in. Side out.
It's a tough call, but that ball does stay in. It's going to earn them that side out here. 3-point game. 5-8-1. Simone Jardim serving to Catherine Parenteau.
5-8-1.
Beautiful deep return. Making that third as tough as possible for Simone. They're working their way up.
Pressure-packed moment here.
That's way too high. But the great hands from Callie Smith digs herself out of that situation.
I mentioned being a pressure-packed moment. Who is the pressure on more? Jardim and Kovalova or Smith and Parenteau?
You know, if I, read the atmosphere here, I would say that the pressure's on Simone and Kovalova. They're the ones that are supposed to win. That's where the pressure is. When you're out there, we know it's a mental game, like all sports. It's all about mentality and mental toughness. You really want to keep that pressure off yourselves and leave it on them, keep it on them. And it looks like that's what's happening in this match, is that pressure is definitely on Lucy Kovalova and Simone at this time. Ball back in the hands of Catherine and Callie.
8-5-1.
Oh, and the big poach.
Second serve.
Callie Smith wanted that one back, screaming at herself, but definitely in good spirits here. Big smile, enjoying the moment. 8-5 here. Second serve.
Oh, tough off the paddle of Lucy. Only not much she could do to get out of the way of that one. Tough one off the net. She looks unfazed. One of the fantastic things about Lucy Kovalova's game, she's never fazed by anything. Sneaks it down the sideline of Simone off the net. Callie unable to finish.
Oh, I think Parenteau could have maybe let that ball go there too, Rob. It was very high. Decided to go after it, and now side out to the #1 ranked
5-9-1
team.
Smooth from Simone, but countered by Callie or by Catherine so hard.
Second serve.
Simone unable to keep that ball in play. So good.
5-9-2.
5-9-2.
Point.
Return's going to be deep. As Dane Gingrich would say, that's in the budget.
6-9-2.
Off the net and in. They were due one. They've had enough unlucky shots from the net. They earned one. They deserved one themselves here. Lucy Kovalova in the driver's seat here. Third shot drive. The reset from Lucy. Comfortably at the kitchen line now. Oh!
Break.
A little bit of a hesitation there. She wanted to pull the trigger, but knew she shouldn't. That in between is going to cause an undecided shot there.
So 2 points away. Match point. Smith and Parenteau on the heels of this.
Called by the receivers. First time out.
Kovalova and Jardim going to try and ice them. Hydration break, hopefully for them, comes at just the right time. Come on back. History in the making here in Newport Beach.
Playing 8 days a week, playing tournaments all over the place. On June 8th of this year, I had a heart attack. I knew that I wanted to get well as fast as I could. I was talking to a friend of mine. He sent me a sample pack of the stack. Now, even a post-heart attack, I love being able to compete with the kids. The Jigsaw products, I think, are what are allowing me to do that. Anybody that wants to have hydration and endurance, they should be taking these products.
Smith and Parenteau a chance to knock off the #1 rated women's doubles team, Jardim and Kovalova. Keep in mind, a very good chance we will see this matchup again later.
10-7-1.
Right now, these two sides involved in the Classic. Today is the day for Parenteau and Smith. 11-7, game number 3. The moment this duo has been waiting for has finally arrived.
Rightfully so, they are celebrating. They have taken the best of 3 from Simone Jardim and Lucy Kovalova. This last point here worked very well. Lucy Kovalova working Callie Smith's sideline there. Callie swings it wide. And they let the ball sail deep for match. How about that, folks? They've been able to take the best of 3, but guys, the gold medal is still up for grabs. They've done something amazing here on center court, but they have not finished the work that they've come here to do just yet. There's a couple more teams still here in the bracket, and the work is not done. Congratulations to Callie Smith and Catherine Parenteau as they move on to the gold medal match, and we'll see who they face as the matches come up.
A huge step for Smith and Parenteau. How huge will it be for them moving forward? We're going to find out throughout the day. Our coverage from Newport Beach continues right after this.